You might feel like you're at the bottom of a dark pit right now, alone and out of hope. Life as you knew it has crumbled. Maybe you've lost a job, gone through a brutal breakup, battled addiction, or just woken up to the reality that your life has become unrecognizable. At this moment, it seems like there's no way out, like you're stuck in a deep hole with no light above. But I'm here to tell you, this is not the end of your story. In fact, what feels like the end can actually be the beginning of something incredibly powerful. When everything else has fallen away, you're left with the raw, unfiltered you, and that can become the solid ground on which you rebuild a new life, stronger and more authentic than before. I know it might sound impossible right now. In the darkness, it's hard to believe there's light ahead. But keep listening, because by the end of this talk, I'm going to share perhaps the most important lesson I've learned about rising up from rock bottom. It might just change how you view your lowest moments. And along the way, I'll show you that you are not alone in this. In fact, studies show that the majority of people who go through trauma do not remain stuck in it. Most do not develop PTSD or permanent despair, and a large number even report growing stronger because of what they went through. Psychologists even have a name for this phenomenon: post-traumatic growth, positive personal change that results from struggling with extreme challenges. So believe me when I say, hitting rock bottom does not mean you've been destroyed. Often, it's the place where the real story of who you are begins. By the way, if you find these ideas helpful so far, consider subscribing to the channel. I'm building a supportive community here, and I regularly share content about overcoming challenges and personal growth. I'd love for you to be part of it. Now, let's dive deeper into how you can turn this low point into a turning point in your life. History is full of people who fell hard and came back stronger. For example, Chris Gardner, whose story was depicted in the film The Pursuit of Happiness, once found himself homeless and sleeping in a public bathroom with his toddler son. He had nothing, yet he refused to give up. Through perseverance and hard work, he eventually became a successful stockbroker and entrepreneur. His journey from rock bottom to a multi-million-dollar firm owner is a testament to resilience and determination. And he's not the only one. Many people who have hit rock bottom later say that experience revealed strengths and insights they never knew they had. Adversity, painful as it is, can uncover your deepest resilience. As Austrian psychiatrist Viktor Frankl, who survived the Holocaust, famously said, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." In other words, when life leaves you no other choice, you're forced to find strength and new direction from within. Psychologists sometimes describe hitting rock bottom as a seismic event that shatters your old assumptions about life. That shakeup, as devastating as it feels, can create the conditions needed for real growth. In fact, this kind of psychologically seismic restructuring is often necessary for true transformation. When the foundations of your old life are shaken, you're in the best position to rebuild yourself in a new way. So if everything has fallen apart, consider that this might be the moment you get to rebuild you from the ground up. Rock bottom, as awful as it feels, can become the solid bedrock for a new chapter of your life. This low point can be the turning point that pushes you to grow in ways you never would have otherwise. Modern science backs up the idea that we can come back from our lowest lows. Our brains and bodies have a remarkable capacity to adapt and heal. For example, a 2022 Princeton study in the journal Nature suggests resilience isn't just something you're born with, it can be learned and even reinforced. In that study, researchers found they could actually train mice to become more resilient to stress. How? By rewarding the mice during a stressful challenge, essentially giving their brains a burst of dopamine, the brain's reward chemical, when the mice fought back against a bully. The result was striking. Those mice became even more resilient to future stress. In other words, when struggle was consistently paired with a positive reward, the animals grew tougher and recovered faster. This hints that we can train our own brains to be more resilient by consciously rewarding our small victories when we face challenges. Neuroscientists also talk about neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and rewire itself. You are literally capable of forming new neural pathways throughout your life. Psychologists use the term self-directed neuroplasticity for when you intentionally train your brain to think or behave in new, healthier ways. That means even if you felt stuck in negative patterns or hopelessness, your brain can change those patterns. You can learn new habits, new ways of thinking, and gradually reshape your mindset. Biologically, you are not stuck being the person who crashed. You can become the person who rose back up. Certain evidence-based techniques can help this process along. One famous study found that people who wrote about their deepest struggles for 15 to 20 minutes a day over a few consecutive days showed significant improvements in both mental and physical health outcomes. Simply expressing your thoughts and emotions on paper helped reduce stress, strengthen the immune response, and improve mood in the months that followed. It's as if giving your pain a voice allows your mind to start processing it and healing. Likewise, positive practices can literally rewire your outlook. Take gratitude, for example. Research has shown that people who make a habit of listing things they're thankful for enjoy greater emotional well-being, better sleep, lower depression, and even improved heart health. In short, focusing on what's good, even the little good things, actually changes your brain and body for the better. All of these findings carry a clear message. You are not stuck where you are. There is a way out, and your mind and body are capable of guiding you out and upward. You can heal, you can grow, and you can reinvent yourself, even after massive failure or loss. Now let's talk about how to do that, the practical steps you can start taking today. We've talked about why and how change is possible. Now let's focus on what you can do to start reinventing yourself after hitting rock bottom. Here are several key strategies and action steps. 1. Acknowledge your reality. Begin by facing exactly where you are. This is tough, but it's crucial. Stop pretending everything is fine if it's not. You might have lost your job, ruined a relationship, or fallen into addiction. Acknowledge it. Say it out loud, I've hit rock bottom. I'm in pain. This honest recognition is the first step to moving forward. Experts note that denial can feel like a protective shield, but it actually just delays healing. So take a moment to identify and admit what you're dealing with. Write down what hurts, or tell someone you trust. I feel lost, I messed up, I'm scared. Naming it takes away some of its power over you. This act of confronting the truth, without excuses, is a brave step toward change. Only by understanding where you really are can you begin to chart a way out. 2. Feel your emotions. After acknowledging your situation, give yourself permission to feel everything: the grief, anger, sadness, regret, all of it. Don't try to numb the pain or sweep it under the rug. It's tempting to distract yourself with TV, alcohol, or endless scrolling, but those feelings won't disappear. They'll only fester if you bury them. Psychology research confirms that suppressing emotions can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and even physical health issues. By contrast, letting yourself process emotions through crying, talking, journaling, or just quietly sitting with them can accelerate healing and build resilience. So if you need to cry, scream into a pillow, go for a run, pray, or meditate, pour your heart out in a journal. This is healing. You're not wallowing, you're honoring your feelings. Think of it like lancing a wound so it can drain. It might hurt now, but it prevents infection later. Feeling the pain is how you move through it, rather than letting it stay stuck inside and control you. 3. Take responsibility for your next steps. This step is about reclaiming your power. It's true that many things in life are beyond our control. You may not have chosen or deserved the hardships that happened. But now, you do get to choose how you respond and what you do going forward. Taking responsibility means deciding that you are in charge of your life from this point on. Even if others hurt you or circumstances knocked you down, you are responsible for your healing and your actions now. Ask yourself, what can I do today to help myself? It can be the tiniest of steps, making a phone call, tidying up your space, applying for one job, or apologizing to someone you've wronged. Focus on what you can control and start there. Each positive action, no matter how small, is you taking ownership of your story again. This mindset shift is empowering. It transforms you from a passive victim of what's happened into an active author of what happens next. Part of taking responsibility is making some hard choices to support your recovery. Rock bottom often clarifies what's truly important and what's not. You might realize there are toxic relationships you need to step away from, or bad habits that you must break, or a lifestyle that isn't sustainable. This is the time to do a hard audit of your life. Be willing to cut out the things that no longer serve your growth. That can be painful, but remember, you are not obligated to stay loyal to your old self. If certain people drag you down or certain behaviors keep you stuck, you owe it to yourself to let them go. Taking responsibility for your future sometimes means saying no to the patterns of your past. It's not about blaming yourself for being at rock bottom. It's about owning your power to get out of it. 1. Reach out for support. You are not meant to go through this alone. One of the strongest moves you can make is to ask for help. Reach out to friends or family who care about you, or join a support group, in person or online, of people who understand what you're going through. Consider talking to a therapist or counselor, especially if you're really struggling. Therapy is a tool for growth, not just for crises. We humans are social creatures. Connection is healing. Talking to someone can give you perspective, comfort, and advice. Simply not carrying the burden alone makes it lighter. Studies have shown that having social support greatly improves our ability to cope with stress and trauma. Don't think of it as weakness. In fact, asking for help is often seen as a sign of wisdom and courage, not weakness. People generally want to help. Those who care about you will likely be grateful that you opened up to them. So pick up the phone and call that friend or relative you trust. Join a community or a support program. It can make all the difference to know others are in your corner. Healing often accelerates when you realize you don't have to carry the pain by yourself. 2. Create a daily routine and set small goals. When everything in life feels chaotic, start creating a little structure for yourself. Having a routine, even a very simple one, provides stability and a sense of control. Begin with the basics. Try to wake up and go to bed at a consistent time and take care of your physical needs. Make your bed in the morning, have a shower, eat something reasonably healthy. These might sound like trivial tasks, but when you're rebuilding from rock bottom, these are the kind of small wins that lay the groundwork for bigger victories. Set 1 or 2 small goals each day. For example, today I'll send 1 job application, or I'll walk around the block this afternoon, or even I'll cook myself a healthy dinner. By giving yourself a little mission, you create purpose in your day and prove to yourself that you can follow through. Remember, progress, not perfection, is the goal here. You don't need to fix your whole life overnight. You just need to start a gentle rhythm of positive actions. Each small action is like a brick in your new foundation. Maybe today you manage to clean the kitchen. That's a brick. Tomorrow, maybe you go to the gym for 20 minutes. Another brick. You might have setbacks or lazy days, and that's okay. Just keep laying those bricks whenever you can. Over time, those small habits and goals build momentum. A consistent routine, even a very modest one, will help you feel more grounded and in control. It gives your mind evidence that you're capable of change, one step at a time. 1. Focus on positives. Practice gratitude and celebrate small wins. When you're in a dark place, it's easy to only see the negatives. To climb out, you also need to notice and amplify any light that exists. Start practicing gratitude for even the smallest good things in your life. It might be as simple as being grateful for a warm cup of coffee this morning, or the support of one friend, or even the fact that you have the strength to seek help. It can feel forced at first, but try writing down a couple of things you're thankful for each day. This practice shifts your perspective to see that not everything is terrible. In fact, research shows that cultivating gratitude regularly can boost your overall well-being. It's linked to better emotional health, improved sleep, and lower risks of depression. Even at rock bottom, there are things to be grateful for, and recognizing them will give you bits of hope and motivation. Alongside gratitude, make it a point to celebrate your progress. Every little step deserves recognition. Did you get out of bed on time today? Celebrate that. Seriously, give yourself a mental high five. Did you resist the urge to contact a toxic ex? Or did you attend a recovery meeting or finish a task you set out to do? That's a victory. Acknowledging these small wins is so important because it builds positive momentum. Neurological research suggests that when we reward ourselves for making progress, our brains release dopamine, which makes us feel good and encourages us to keep going. Over time, Celebrating small wins creates a positive feedback loop that strengthens your resilience and motivation. Think of it this way: an animal that gets a reward for overcoming an obstacle learns to be more courageous and persistent, and our brains work in similar ways. So, allow yourself to feel proud of any forward movement, no matter how minor. Keep a journal of your achievements if it helps, or share them with a friend who can cheer you on. By focusing on what's going right, even if it's one tiny thing, you train your mind to see possibilities instead of just problems. That positive outlook is like a ladder rung pulling you a little higher out of the pit. 1. Rewrite your story. Finally, start changing the way you narrate this experience to yourself. Instead of seeing this chapter as the tragic end of your story, start seeing it as the beginning of a comeback. You have the power to assign meaning to what's happened. For example, rather than telling yourself, "I failed, I'm a loser," reframe it as, "I hit a rough patch, and now I'm learning and rising from it." This mental shift is incredibly powerful. One practical way to do this is by journaling about your journey, both the past and where you want to go next. Write about what you've learned from this fall, how it's making you stronger or wiser. Then write about your vision for the future. Who do you want to be a year from now? What goals do you have once you get back on your feet? By scripting out a positive future, you start to believe in it. Studies have found that this kind of expressive writing and imagining of your future can actually improve your emotional well-being and help you recover. You're essentially training your brain to see a new narrative where you overcome this challenge. Also, look for the deeper meaning in your struggle. This might not be clear right away, and I'm not saying everything happens for a reason in a simplistic way. But often, when we look back on a crisis, we can see how it changed us in some meaningful way. Maybe hitting rock bottom has made you more compassionate to others, or more appreciative of the small things, or more determined to pursue a new path. Many people who endure great challenges report discovering inner strengths, new perspectives, or a sense of purpose they never had before. This could become your story too, the story of how falling down led you to grow in unexpected ways. Some of the most inspiring lives are defined by how they turned pain into purpose. You might decide to use your experience to help others going through similar issues, or it might inspire you to create art, start a project, change careers, or simply live with greater authenticity and passion. Think of the Japanese art of kintsugi, where broken pottery is repaired with gold. The cracks aren't hidden, they're filled in and illuminated, making the piece more beautiful and unique than before. Your scars can work the same way. They're part of your story, and if you heal and grow, they can become sources of strength and beauty in your life. This low chapter can become the most powerful chapter in your story, the one where the hero is born. Start telling yourself that story. This is not where I end. This is where I start again. I am not a victim of my life. I am the author of my life. If you're finding these strategies helpful and you haven't yet subscribed, I invite you to join our community here. We share more insights and inspiration on rebuilding your life, and we'd love to have you with us on this journey of growth. I promise to share something important by the end, and here it is. You are not defined by a rock bottom. In fact, this low point can become the launching pad for the greatest growth of your life. The deepest truth I want you to remember is that you are not broken beyond repair. You are rebuilding yourself into something new. You are not defeated. You are rediscovering your strength. It may be hard to see right now, but every small step you take is adding to your strength. In time, these little efforts compound. Studies show that every little step, no matter how small, builds resilience, and over time you truly become stronger, not despite the fall, but because of it. Think about that. The very hardship that knocked you down can become the reason you rise higher than before. Your struggles can forge a deeper strength, a wiser outlook, and a new purpose. You are not broken. You are rebuilding. You are not lost. You are on your way up. If you are at rock bottom today, remember that this is not where your story ends. It's simply the point where the plot twists, where the protagonist, you, begins the climb toward victory. Take it one day at a time, one step at a time. Some days will be really hard, and that's okay. When you stumble, just refocus on that next tiny step. Do not quit on yourself. You have survived 100% of your worst days so far, and you will survive this one too. Have faith that the future can hold something beautiful for you, even if you can't see it yet. The next chapter of your life is still being written, and it just might turn out to be the most powerful chapter yet. Use this experience as fuel. Let it give you clarity, determination, and compassion. Turn your pain into power, your fear into focus. You can rise from this. I believe in you. Now it's time for you to believe in you. Stay strong, keep moving forward, and never forget, the comeback is always stronger than the setback. You've got this.